Hello and welcome to Tech Me Out. Today we're going to be taking a look at what is on my iPhone. Now this video will just kind of breeze through a couple of applications that I have on my phone. I'm not going to go into detail for all of them, and if I move too fast, feel free to pause the video to get a better view of the applications that I have up here. I do plan to make this a monthly thing, so this is going to be my December edition. Now enough with the rambling, let's go ahead and jump into the video and see what apps I have on my iPhone. To kick things off, in the top left corner here, I have Fantastical. That's the application I like to use instead of the default calendar app because I just like the interface of Fantastical more. One of the main features that I like about it is that it gives me my week view at a glance. So I don't have to click on the day to see what my agenda is for that day. If I'm looking at Monday and I want to see what I'm doing Friday, I don't have to click on Friday. I can just see it all from the main screen. So skipping over these default apps here and moving on to the next one that I've installed, I have Yahoo Weather. That's my go-to weather app, so I don't really use the default weather app up here. Yahoo Weather is my preference. And then to the right of that, I have Google Maps. I like to use that for my navigation. And then beneath all of that, I have YouTube and Spotify. Spotify is my go-to music application. I like it primarily because it functions like Pandora, but it gives you the option to create custom playlists in addition to making those playlists available offline. So if you don't have a data connection or you're running low on data for the month, you can use the offline playlist to listen to music. Then next to all of that, I have Rise. Now this is my favorite alarm clock application. I like this one because it has a very clean and simple interface. Every night I pretty much put this on my nightstand and this is what I use as my clock. So you can set the alarm up here, but if I were to tap the time up here, if I were to tap the time up here, it would show me what time it is right now. You can also hold down up here so you can customize the background and either get like a dark theme, a light theme, or even make whatever your camera is looking at the background for the clock, such as this right here. So like I said, it's pretty simple, but it's still a very clean interface. If you're looking for an alarm clock application, definitely check that one out. Keeping on down to my next row of applications, I have Voxer. I use that. It's a walkie-talkie application, which will allow you to communicate with others. It's especially useful if you don't want to use your minutes. Get your friends to download Voxer and you can pretty much radio each other. Breezing over these other default apps, I then have Instagram, as well as remote because I have an Apple TV. This is very useful if I don't have my Apple TV remote nearby and I need to adjust the channel. Beside that, I have my eBay application. That's what I like to use for shopping. And I also have Tweetbot. That is my favorite Twitter application. So I don't use the default Twitter or Tweetcast or anything like that. Tweetbot is a paid application in the App Store, but the interface of it is just gorgeous. It really looks great with the iOS 7 theme. And you have a few customization options. So it does just enough. Definitely check it out if you're looking for a nice Twitter app to use. To the right of that, I have Google+. Now, I'm still fairly new in the Google+ community. I really just started using it because YouTube now requires you to have a Google+ page if you want to comment on your videos. So if you want to follow me up there, that link will be down below in the description box as well. Then beneath all of that, I have my 4 most commonly used applications, which is my phone, my mail app, Safari, and messages. So I put that down there because regardless of where I'm at on my phone, on my home screen, I want access to at least those 4 applications. Now, I personally like to keep everything kind of minimalistic. I don't like a lot of pages. And actually now as I'm doing this video, I'm starting to realize even more probably how many applications I need to delete. But moving right on along to the second page, my first one I have up here is Dropbox. I like to use that one to upload my photos and my files so that I have access to them regardless of which device I'm on. I also like to use Dropbox because I take a ton of photos, probably over 1,000, and it starts to hog up space on my phone, but I still want access to them. So Dropbox allows me to do it. So if you find yourself in a similar situation, definitely download that. It's a great solution to put your information off of your device, but still have access to it at all times. Moving right along from there, I have my Amazon application. I love to shop on Amazon. They just have such great deals, such great prices. It's one of my must-have shopping apps on my phone. And then to the right of that, I have KitCam, which is one of my favorite photography applications. It has very advanced features where you can change the ISO, you can add filters, you can even record video within there and add filters. And it has also a time camera, I want to say, as well. So if you need to sit the camera down somewhere and have 5 seconds to get into the shot type of thing, then that's definitely an application that you may want to check out. And then to the right of that, I have ViscoCam. It functions similar to KitCam in terms of having the filters and adjusting the temperature and things like that, but it's in a more simplified format. Beneath all of those, I have the Hue app that allows me to control my lights from my phone. I also have my favorite wallpapers app that I like to use. So a lot of you ask where I get my wallpapers from. This is the application right here. I also have Vine. I really need to delete that. I don't even use it. Then beneath that, I have Plex. Now I downloaded Plex because I thought I was going to use it to watch my movies that I have, but I ended up finding out it was more difficult to set up than I originally thought. So pretty much it just sits on my phone as well as on my computer until I get around to figuring out how to operate it. And to the right of Plex, I have my Bills Monitor app. That is what I use to monitor all of my bills that I have coming up. It lets me enter in their amounts when they're due and also when they're paid. But my badge number is currently high right now because honestly, I have not been using this app as I should. I haven't been marking bills as paid or anything like that. So it's pretty much outdated right now. But if you want a great application to kind of stay on top of your finances for the month, that's definitely one to check out. So skipping on over that, I have my horoscopes application. If you're into horoscopes or zodiac signs and learning more about zodiac signs, Daily Horoscopes is a good application to check out for that. The interface of it is pretty simplistic. It's not that much to it, but it allows you to get the horoscope for your zodiac sign as well as others, in addition to learning more information about what that zodiac sign means. So for those of you that are curious what mine is, I am a Sagittarius. Yes, I have a birthday coming up, so let that countdown continue. But enough of all of that. I'm going to go back out to my home screen. Moving on to the next row, I have my application to stay on top of my school assignments because I currently am in school. So I have that up there. I don't use it much, but it's a nice reference point for me. And then to the right of that, I have Hungry Howie's. I honestly haven't even used that application. I downloaded it because one of my friends told me about it. And I intended upon using it if I ever ordered anything from there, but I haven't yet done it, so it still sits there. I also have the Lyft application. I don't even know what that is. I didn't even sign up for that yet. So I probably need to remove that as well. To the right of that, I have Songkick. Songkick scans your music library and it finds the artist in your music library and lets you know when they're playing in your area. So it keeps you on top of concerts that are happening for your favorite artists. Below all of that, I have Clumsy Ninja. That is one of my favorite games that I'm currently playing right now. I'm not big on games on the iPhone, but if you find me playing one, 9 times out of 10 it's going to be Clumsy Ninja. You pretty much drag the ninja around like a drag doll and train him to become a better ninja. The graphics on it are just stunning, and the way the ninja responds to your interaction with it is just kind of interesting and amusing to me. But I'm not going to go into too much detail about it. Definitely stay tuned for my next series that I'm going to be doing on the top iPhone games, because 9 times out of 10, that one's going to be one of them in there. Then to the right of that, I have the Feature Points app as well as Expedia. I'll touch on those in another video as well. But it basically, if you're curious what it is, you download applications to gain points and credits to purchase other things, such as applications, possibly iPods, iPads, even money such as PayPal Cash. But I'll talk about that more in another video. And then to the right of that, I have InstaSize. Now, if you want to upload full-size photos to Instagram, InstaSize is a free application that allows you to do just that. So instead of getting a cropped image on Instagram, you can put a full screen one, such as typically when you may want to upload a screenshot. If you generally put that on Instagram, it's going to crop off the top and the bottom. But with InstaSize, you can put the full picture up there on Instagram. So moving on to my next page, I then have my folders. Now I try to keep all of my folders on one page. I'm not as successful at that as I'd like to be. As you can see down here, I have a few applications, but nonetheless, I'm going to jump in these folders, let you get a peek at them. And this is the area where you might want to start pausing the video if I move too fast and showing you the applications in here. I just don't want an extremely long video, and I know it's probably going to be long as is. So let's go ahead and jump into the first one, which is my games folder. This is where I have a couple of games that I've honestly downloaded to try out and play them, but also to do reviews on them. And some of these I have tested and others I have not. So I can't really comment but so much on these. But if you're curious in terms of what games there are to come that I will be reviewing, this is a great starting point because this is the sole purpose of why I downloaded these, to see how they are and to review them for all of you. So I'm going to jump out of there and go into my next folder, which is my arcade folder. This folder has the same purpose as the games folder, except these games were a few that I wanted to play first. So these appealed to me the most and are probably 9 times out of 10 going to be in my next games video if they make it past my test. So I'm going to jump out of there and go into my personal folder. Now, these are just a few applications. I can't really define what they are to me. So all I could think of was the category personal. And to begin with the applications I have in here, I have 1Password in the top left, which is what I used to keep all of my passwords in. I then have Slice, which helps me track all of my shipments. I don't use it much like I used to, primarily because I was starting to get duplicates as far as notifications in terms of things that I had ordered and were shipping out to me. The interface wasn't as clean as I would like it. I'm sure there probably been a couple of updates because that was months ago that I used it, maybe even possibly a year. It's been quite some time, but I enjoyed using Slice because I didn't have to enter in the tracking number, and call it lazy or whatever you want. But after I ordered something, I just didn't feel like going into the Slice app to then type in the tracking number. But where Slice prevailed at for me was that it allowed me to add my email account, and it would scan my emails and grab the tracking number and let me know where the shipment was. So if you're like me and you don't like to type in your tracking number, definitely check out Slice. Beside that, I have Verizon, Time Warner, and an All Recipes app so I can learn about different dishes and things that I can make when I'm in the mood to cook, which I don't cook much, just to be honest. And then to the right of that, I have Pandora. I use that every blue moon. And then beneath that, I have my 2 wallpaper applications, Zedge and Wallpapers. I don't use either of those actually. Moving right along, I then have my shopping folder. These are the applications that I like to use when I go shopping or to help me shop, which include PayPal, iTunes, Living Social, and Groupons, which are 2 great coupon applications. The App Store, Starbucks, Etsy, and iBuyota. iBuyota is one that I have still yet to play with, but if you're curious as far as to what it does, it lets you pretty much click on a category here and then click on a place such as Target right here, and it'll show you different things that you can buy in the Target store, such as like a People magazine or something like that, and get paid for buying that item. But like I said, I haven't tried it out, so I don't know how well or anything that it works. It's just something that I meant to check out. Then my next folder down here is my productivity folder. So I have Dictionary, FaceTime, Calendar, Lynda, Evernote, Scan Pages, Do, Google Search, Parcel, Balance, Buddy TV, which is one of my favorite applications that I highly suggest all of you download. I like Buddy TV because it lets you see what's currently airing on TV. And not only will it let you see what's on TV, but it will let you add these TV shows to your watch list, which will then let you take it a step further and add it to your calendar. So I do like Catfish, but I am also a huge Grey's Anatomy fan. So it lets me know when the show's coming on, what channel it's coming on, and it'll even let me add an alert to my calendar. And if I wanted to find out more about the TV show, I can just scroll within here and do so. But it's a great way to stay on top of some TV shows that you're interested in. So coming out of there and going back to my home screen, I then have my Instagram folder. These are just a couple of applications that I like to use with Instagram, such as PicFrame here, Pick Play Post. That's real nice if you want to have videos and pictures in a collage together, either playing sequentially or like together all at once. That's one I definitely say check out. I think it's like maybe 99 cents. But other than these 3 pages, that's really it that I have for Instagram. I also have my entertainment folder here with a couple of things to keep me entertained. One of the favorites being Heads Up, which is a nice game, especially if you have like some friends or family over. Place the phone on your head and they have to act the word out. And you have to guess what the word is while they're acting it out. But the funny thing about it is the whole time that they're acting it out, the camera on your phone is recording what they're doing. So when everything is said and done, you can all sit down and watch how silly your friends and family look trying to get you to guess the word. I love that part of the game actually, because in the heat of the moment when you're trying to act out the word, you don't realize exactly how you look until you go back and watch that video. But moving on to my second page, I have a bunch of applications that I don't use, as well as on my third page. So I definitely need to delete some of these here because I don't even use those. Easing on over to my travel folder, these are some things that I like to have handy when I am in an area that I'm unfamiliar with, or even an area that I'm familiar with, such as Fandango. That lets me stay on top of what movies are out, what viewers are saying about that movie, where the movie's playing, and all that good stuff. Yelp lets me find businesses that are around me. And then I have a couple of other applications in here as well. And Nest is one of my top applications that I absolutely enjoy and suggest for everyone to download because it does so much from one application. It lets you find local restaurants around your GPS location. It also lets you find out what time the restaurant closes, what time it opens, what days of the week it is open, what the menu looks like. It'll even let you text directions to a friend. So if you're going to meet them at a specific restaurant or you have a restaurant in mind to have dinner at, you can easily send them a text so they know exactly where to go. It just does so much so you don't have to fiddle with anything else. You just do it all from Nest. So going next into my news folder, these are some applications that I downloaded that I honestly don't even use. I use them primarily for like big events such as Apple's keynote. This is how I kind of stayed on top of what was being presented. But aside from that, I really haven't even been in this folder. But I will say if I were going to download some news applications, this would be my top 6 right here. So moving on out of there and into my photography folder. These are some applications that I've downloaded to kind of better enhance my camera in terms of taking photos. I don't really use these as much as I thought I would. I primarily use KitCam and Visco. Very rarely will I jump in here and jump into one of these applications. But if you're looking for some photography applications to check out, these are some that I have used that I did enjoy and that I do suggest and recommend you check out too if you want some more. Moving on into my next folder is my Google folder, which I need to delete because I don't even use these items here, honestly. Next up, I have Mac Tracker. This one's really nice for all of you that love Apple products. So the cool thing about it is you can choose a category such as, such as iMac. And this will show you all the iMacs that Apple has released. And it'll even give you a picture over here on the left of how the iMac looks. And from here, you can just tap on the model that you want and it'll give you all the tech specs for that particular model, like in-depth tech specs. So if you love Apple products, like I stated, or even if you're just curious about what Apple has released, definitely check out Mac Tracker because it's one application that I think you will enjoy. Next up, I have 2 to-do applications, AnyDo and Do. I haven't really played with AnyDo, but I have used Do. And it's a very simple interface. You pretty much add what you want to your to-do list. You double tap it when it's done. And that's really it. So if you want a more simplified way to kind of keep an idea of what you need to do for the day or that week or that month, this is a good alternative application to the default reminders that you have on your phone. And moving on from that one, I have Blur, which will allow you to import a photo and blur it so that you can use it as a wallpaper that looks something like my current wallpaper here. And then here's another wallpaper creation app where you can import a wallpaper and then add a bokeh effect. So I pretty much drew this up here with my fingertip. So you can trace it up here or you can just tap up here to add the bokeh effect and hit this plus symbol down here to change different things about the bokeh, such as the wallpaper or the appearance of the little circles that I have currently up here. Next after that, I have Bands in Town. That's much like Songkick. It'll scan your music library and let you know what artists that you have in your music library are playing in your area. And then I have Hunger Games. It's much like Temple Run, but honestly, I haven't played it, but the screenshots look pretty cool. So I downloaded it to check it out. And then I don't even know what that is. So I'm not going to dive into that one. And I have Pinterest. And then on my last page, I just have 2 Black Friday apps that are pretty much no good to me right now because Black Friday is over. And then a whatever folder that houses all of the default applications that I cannot delete, such as the Stocks app and things like that. But aside from that, that is all that is on my iPhone 5. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel and I really appreciate it. I'm also going to be doing a video on what's on my iPod, what's on my iPad, and what's on my Android. But I want to hear from all of you which video you want to see next. So drop that down below in terms of which one out of the 3 that I mentioned that you would like to see. Any other questions or comments, drop them down below. All of my social sites can be found in the description box. Don't forget to subscribe. And as always, thanks for taking the time out to let me tech you out.